Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple A's podcast. I am your host, who bleeds purple and gold, Isaac. So, before we basically get into more off-season talk as far as players who need to go or players who can stay or who should they draft, who should they pick up in free agency in March, all that good stuff, really, soon. But first off, I kind of want to get off to just my overall takes of as far as season awards for the Minnesota Vikings in 2023. We're basically, it's going to be an all year round thing or something that I'm going to do. But right now, as far as individual performances, that's what we're going to do for as far as on the Viking side, not my, but they're overall just opinions. They don't have to be your opinions. If you disagree, I'm fine with that. But right now, these are just what I think. We're going to start. First, we'll start off with my offensive rookie of the year for the Vikings is Jordan Addison. He finished the season with 70 catches, 911 yards, 10 touchdowns. So he was absolutely phenomenal. And he reminds me a whole lot of Stephon Diggs. I would say that swagger that he shows. And it looks very, very similar to him. I've watched back the film of Jordan Addison and Stephon Diggs back to back, and I said they basically show a very good deep pattern that they go for, like the deep ball right there that they can go for. I like absolutely both of them. Jordan Addison is absolutely stepping up as a rookie. I wanted this dude basically. Well, I mean, he was one of the guys I wanted in the draft. Jordan Addison was one of them, and he is stepping up big time. And basically, he has a chance. He did take some heat off of Justin Jefferson at some points. But I think if you want to double cover either Justin Jefferson or Jordan Addison, it's not going to matter really. It ain't even going to matter. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are going to slice you up either way. So Jordan Addison helps with that. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, it could be either Mekhi Blackman or Ivan Pace Jr., but I'm going with Ivan Pace Jr. all the way, man. I mean, for basically an undrafted free agent, he has been phenomenal. He finished the season with 102 tackles, 2.5 sacks, an interception. He's been great. No questions about it, really. And he's gotten after quarterback basically a few times. He hasn't gotten there consistently. He's a rookie. He needs to figure it out. But I think he's doing a great job for an undrafted free agent. And by the way, I'm actually kind of surprised that he was an undrafted free agent and that the Vikings, nobody wanted to draft him. The Vikings passed him up in the draft, and luckily they got him in free agency, and he took over for Brian Asamoah. Really, I think, though, he would have helped, but he got injured anyways. But Ivan Pace Jr., he's been absolutely phenomenal. As far as my comeback player of the year, I'm gonna roll with TJ Hawkinson. He had 95 catches, 960 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Right there, he basically, okay, to put it into context as to why I think he for the first 6 games hasn't even come together one bit. He really looked off. He was dropping passes. He was fumbling the ball. He was inconsistent at best. So I think TJ Hawkinson, and then as of late, he really got his stuff together and played like that $68 million dollar tight end that he was. It was crazy that he got paid all that money, and when we thought, whoa, man, he's just out here collecting paychecks. That's absolutely nuts. Once he asks for it, that's strange. But anyways, kudos to him. As far as the coach of the year, easily Brian Flores. Easily, man. Like it's not even close. Brian Flores absolutely overachieved this defense as far as I'm concerned. He ramped it up with these weapons that he has. And yes, I understand they did get gashed as of late, but you can only do so much with the players that you have. You can only do so much really at one time. But he's done a great job. He's done a great job of helping out the offense, just absolutely making stops when they need to, and just, you know what? Absolutely phenomenal job by Brian Flores. I mean, basically that does leave with the question of, will he stay? I mean, I hope he does, but I don't know. He might get a coaching interview somewhere else. As far as now, the offensive player of the year, as far as the overall, because not great really for most players, but I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson, where he did miss a lot of games, but overall he had 68 catches, 1,074 yards, 5 touchdowns. Basically in like 9 or 10, he missed like 7 games, and then he came out guns a-blazing this season, man. I mean, it doesn't really matter whether he's like hurt or not. He's still going to get those 1,000 yards, and he is also one of the 3 fewest receivers, really. He's absolutely amazing. And then also defensive player of the year, I'm going to go with Danielle Hunter, having one of the best games of his seasons of his career. 83 tackles, 16 and a half sacks. He was just a missile he was probably the best out of the four in the trenches as far as getting off consistent pressure as far as I'm concerned. Danielle Hunter has been consistently getting after the quarterback really, really well. I absolutely like this dude. I don't know if the Vikings should keep him or trade him. That's for another conversation. If you want to get another draft pick in 2024 or maybe a future, I mean, maybe, but we will see what happens. Now, as far as my MVP, as far as like the MVP, it took me such a while. I had Justin Jefferson, Danielle Hunter, TJ Hawkinson, DJ Wonnum, Josh Metellus. There's so many good performances, but as far as I'm concerned, I am going to go with Justin Jefferson. Obviously, I mean, he's just the best player on offense. Again, he shows you why he is worth every single penny, but maybe I hope the Vikings can extend him, maybe. It's definitely concerning, though, that he's putting a lot of effort and he's just not getting results, but I'm not going to speak negative, but I hope they can extend him, because that's another move the Vikings need to do, is Justin Jefferson is your one priority. So those are the awards of the 2023 Minnesota Vikings. As basically, if you guys disagree with me, you think there's something, if there's another candidate that you would disagree with me on, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below who you think should be all the things that I mentioned. Make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skol.